Mahmoud Khalil, a Palestinian man living in the United States, is facing deportation. Khalil graduated from Columbia University. He is a legal permanent resident of the United States. On April 11, 2025, an immigration judge ruled that Khalil could be deported. His lawyers are fighting the ruling. They have until April 23, 2025 to file an appeal. Khalil was a student activist at Columbia University. He became a leading voice in pro-Palestinian demonstrations in 2024. During protests, a group of students set up an encampment on campus. Khalil served as a negotiator between the student protesters and university administrators. He is not accused of any illegal activity during the protests. The U.S. government is attempting to deport Khalil under a rarely used law. The law, passed in 1952, allows for deportation based on foreign policy concerns. The government claims that Khalil's presence in the United States is detrimental to American foreign policy interests. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has publicly stated that Khalil is enabling anti-Semitism. Khalil is currently being held at a detention center in Louisiana. He is thousands of miles away from his family. Khalil's wife is a U.S. citizen. She is pregnant and expecting their first child soon. The government's case against Mahmoud Khalil centers around his activism. They allege that Khalil's pro-Palestinian activism is harmful to U.S. foreign policy. Secretary of State Marco Rubio claims Khalil's presence in the United States fuels anti-Semitism. Rubio argues that this negatively impacts relations with key allies, specifically Israel. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem echoed Rubio's concerns. She stated that Khalil's activism goes beyond peaceful protest. Noem asserted that Khalil advocates for violence against Israel. She also accused Khalil of voicing support for terrorist organizations. Finally, Noem alleged that Khalil has harassed Jewish students on Columbia University's campus. In addition to his activism, the government alleges that Khalil committed immigration fraud. They claim he omitted information on his green card application. Specifically, they accused Khalil of failing to disclose his previous employment. Khalil worked for the British Embassy in Beirut and the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. However, the government has not presented any new evidence to support these allegations. Khalil and his lawyers vehemently deny the government's accusations. They argue that the government is attempting to silence Khalil's protected speech. His lawyers maintain that Khalil's activism is peaceful and that he has never engaged in hate speech or harassment. They are fighting the deportation order and are prepared to take Khalil's case to higher courts. Mahmoud Khalil and his legal team are actively challenging the deportation ruling. They have filed an appeal with the Board of Immigration Appeals. Khalil's lawyers plan to argue that the rarely used 1952 law is being misapplied in his case. They believe the government is using the law as a pretext to punish Khalil for his political views. Khalil's lawyers are also preparing to file a separate federal lawsuit. This lawsuit will challenge the constitutionality of Khalil's initial arrest. They believe his arrest was politically motivated and violated his First Amendment rights. They argue that the government is using Khalil as a warning to other activists who might speak out against U.S. foreign policy. In addition to challenging the legal basis of his deportation, Khalil is speaking out against the government's accusations. In a recent interview from the detention center, Khalil vehemently denied being anti-Semitic. He expressed that anti-Semitism and any form of racism have no place on campus and in this movement. Khalil also pointed out that Jewish students were active participants in the pro-Palestinian demonstrations at Columbia University. While Khalil's future remains uncertain, he is determined to fight for his right to remain in the United States. He is grateful for the outpouring of support he has received from fellow activists, legal experts, and free speech advocates. The outcome of Khalil's case will have significant implications for both immigration law and First Amendment rights in the United States. Mahmoud Khalil's future hangs in the balance as he awaits the outcome of his appeal. A federal judge in New Jersey has issued an order preventing the government from deporting Khalil while his case is ongoing. This provides a temporary reprieve, but it does not guarantee his ability to remain in the United States permanently. If the Board of Immigration Appeals rules against Khalil, his lawyers are prepared to take his case to federal court. They are confident that the courts will recognize the government's attempt to silence Khalil's protected speech. However, this legal battle could be lengthy and expensive. The outcome of Khalil's case has far-reaching implications. It could set a dangerous precedent, allowing the government to deport individuals based on their political views rather than any actual wrongdoing. This case raises serious concerns about the erosion of First Amendment rights and the shrinking space for dissent in the United States. Mahmoud Khalil's story is a stark reminder of the fragility of freedom in the face of political pressure. It highlights the importance of defending the rights of all individuals, regardless of their beliefs or background. The fight for Khalil's freedom is a fight for the fundamental principles of free speech and due process that are essential to a just and democratic society.
You're going to be under arrest. So turn around.
Okay,
Stop
let's
resisting.
not.
Stop resisting.
Okay, he's not resisting. He's giving me his phone, okay? He's not, I understand, he's not resisting.
Put your arm
Like,
There's no need for this.
don't worry about it. You're going to have to come with us. Don't worry about
I'm
it.
coming with you, don't worry.
No one's resisting, no one's getting worked up.
you guys really don't need to be doing all of that.
It's fine, it's fine. Maybe it's fine.
حبيبي كيف بدي اتصل فيك؟
Take Amy. Call Amy. She'll
Okay.
be
Hi, Amy. Yeah, they just like handcuffed him and took him. I don't know what to do.